In this video, we're going to look at how to play the song Give Thanks, but by ear. So this is the one that goes. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because of Jesus Christ, His Son, for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich, because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. So, this song, if you know the melody, it's basically a melody in right hand plus a chord progression in left hand. And there's a few things about playing by ear that you pair together to make it sound like you already know the song. But in reality, we're basically playing the chords, the chord progression, and the melody is the main thing we're playing by ear. The chords, if we understand how chords work and which chords sound good together, then we just put those two things together and you can play any song. So our song Give Thanks starts on scale degree number 3. In our A major scale, we have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. So we have 3 sharps. We have C sharp, F sharp, and G sharp, and the rest are just the white keys. In our key of A, if we look at it from a chords perspective, we have our A chord here, and then we have our 4 and 5. So our major 1, our major 4, and our major 5, if we're thinking of it from a scales perspective. But from a chords perspective, we have our A chord, our wing right, which is E major, and our wing left, which is D major. Notice how the wing chords connect with one note. So we have A, the top note of A becomes the bottom note of E, and then the bottom note of A becomes the top note of D. They're all paired together. So then we have our relative minor chords. Our relative minor chord from A major is F sharp minor. You just drop the E, drop the top note, and then add a minor third below. So then we have F sharp minor. And then E's relative minor, we drop the top, add a minor third. Now we have C sharp minor. And then D's relative minor, drop A, add a minor third. We have B minor. Notice how the B minor connects to the F sharp minor, which connects to the C sharp minor. So we have our 3 major chords, our 3 relative minor chords. And this pretty much covers all 6 diatonic chords: A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor. And then this one, if we look at the G sharp diminished, that could be the 5-7, so E7. And then we're back to A. So these are the chords we can choose from in this song. Our melody, if we 1, 2, 3, if we're in solfege, our melody goes mi, mi, re, do, re. Oh gosh. Uh, re, ti, so, re, ti, so. So in solfege is basically numbering the scale, and instead of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, we have hand symbols: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And if we hear a song that goes give thanks with a grateful heart, in solfege we can figure out it goes mi, mi, re, do, re, ti, so. And then we can continue on and plug that solfege melody into the scale. If you don't know solfege, you can think of it from scale numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 7, 5, 2, 1, 7, 6, 7, 5, 3. That gets really low. Okay, now let's put it together. So our melody in right hand, I'm just going to bring it up an octave so it doesn't get too low in right hand's left hand arpeggios. In right hand's left hand arpeggios. Oh my goodness. In left hand's chord arpeggios. So we're just going to play the melody, give thanks with a grateful heart. Left hand is going to add that chord when it's time. And instead of playing the chord in root position, I'm expanding it to an octave and a fifth. Now here, this is the G chord. The G chord was not in those 6 chords that we had to choose from. The G chord is a wing chord. So in A, if we go one wing down and then another wing down, we arrive at G. G does not have that G sharp, which is in the scale of A. So it plays a trick on our ear. Da 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 da. And then if we play that E major chord, we bring that G sharp back in, which was the note that was left out. So it pulls us back into the key of A. So there we go. Now, instead of playing the chords in left hand as blocked chords, now we're going to play arpeggios. And then to sing with it, you could continue to play the melody in right hand, give thanks. Sometimes, though, with singing with a melody, what we would do is quite different than what we would do playing it by ear. Instead of playing the melody, we're going to be singing those notes. So there's not a reason to duplicate those notes that we're singing. We could simply play the chords as a backing track noise. Backing track noise. We could play it as the background music and let the vocal part carry its own melody. So, give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks. This is kind of low. I'm going to switch it up a key. I think I'm going to sing it in the key of C. So, hang on. So everything we just went over in the key of A, now we're going to switch to the key of C. So in the key of C, here's our scale. Scale degree number 3 is E. So give thanks with a grateful, grateful heart. Our chords are C, wing right and wing left, and our relative minors are A minor, E minor, and D minor. Our 5/7 is the G7, and we're ready to play our song. And here we go. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One, Holy One. Give thanks because of Jesus Christ, His Son, for us. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because of Jesus Christ, His Son, for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. I'll cover what that was. Because of what the Lord has done for us, give thanks. Okay, so this one, I was playing a little bit of the melody as I was singing. I was doing some arpeggios, some chord focus, and then there was that spot, because of what the Lord has done. Let's see. Now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the chord say, let the Lord say, I am rich. So right here, we are playing a series of chords where every melody note switches chord. And typically, we're going to have our melody note hold one chord for a series of beats, maybe 2 beats, maybe 4 beats. But every now and then, there's going to be a spot in the song where it goes chop, 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 chop. And it's different chord, different chord, different chord, different chord. In this instance, instead of playing the entire chord really full, like G, A minor, G, C, what we want to do is only play the briefly necessary notes. So I was playing the melody notes just to duplicate that melody note on the piano. And then I was playing the one specific note that would show us what chord it is. So if you have your root of your chord And you also have your third of your chord. It can tell you what chord it is because it already tells you if it's a major or a minor chord. The third of your chord determines whether it's major or minor. So conveniently, the melody note here is basically the third of all of our chords. So this is a G chord, so I have G in the bass and the third in right hand. Say I, and this is A minor, so A in left hand, the third in right hand. This one is interesting. This one is basically like the G chord with B in the bass, and so there's B, there's D, there's no G right here, but it's implied that we went from G to A minor back to G. If we paired that G here, it would sound like the complete chord. And then here, it's our C chord. So we have C in the bass, E in right hand, and this is also a series of tenths. So conveniently, in the key of C, tenths use all the white keys. So if we start at G and we go 8 notes up, boop, there's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we go 2 notes more, 9, 10, there's our tenth. And then if we scoot every note, duplicating, going up, 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 we can just float around with tenths. Da, da, da. Tenths are just gorgeous. So then anytime in a song where you can pair tenths with the melody, with the chords, it's so much fun. So that's what was happening there in that part of the song. It was just flowing from one note to the next tenth, to the next tenth, to the next tenth. That one is E minor. And so typically we don't have that minor. We don't typically have the, now here's B flat major paired with G. In whatever chord key we're in, we don't typically have the minor third all the time. We'll have the minor six quite a lot because it's the relative minor of our keys chord. So if we're in the key of C, we're going to use relative minor chord A because that is C's relative minor, but we won't always use G's relative minor, which is E minor, just because pairing that E minor in with our C progression is not a common chord typically. It can work, but it sounds hollowly jarring sometimes if it's not paired with the right chord coming before and after. One song, one last thing, that uses 3 minor chords in a really cool way that sound really good is Oh Holy Night. So we have Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining, it is the night of our dear Savior's birth. And then the chorus. This is A minor to E minor to D minor to A minor, just right back to C, back to A minor, and then to C. That one, I think, does a great job of taking those 3 minor chords in a row and putting them all together in a way that sounds quite nice. But typically, we would split the major and the minor chords in between so that we have a flow in between the major, in between the minor. So here we have A minor to E minor, so 2 in a row, and then F major, C major, B flat, so this would be wing, wing. So here's C, and then we go wing to F, and then we go wing down to B flat. And then we go back to the G because B flat major has the B flat, but in the key of C, we have B natural. And then back to C. So this was an exploratory lesson on how to play by ear, give thanks. We started in the key of A, and then we went over to the key of C. and looked at the chord structure of this whole song, and then went on kind of a tangent on how to play minor chords and talked about how minor chords can be paired one after each other, and then how they can be dispersed throughout the major chords so that we have a lovely chord progression.